Got an OG founding fathers. You get me, man? So respect and love.
Bam, bam. Coming from big wings.
And CNN is reporting live.
CNN reporting live.
Come on now, let's.
Mikey is married to his photographer.
What's it like? Tell us. Hello, everyone, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, uncle and aunties, nieces and nephews, boys and girls, she and he, they and them. Hello and welcome to HD. Just to hook you, let me hook you up actually right now. Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Keni, Yemi Alade, Angelique Kidjo. Now, someone who's documented pretty much all of their journey from beginning, I'm talking decades now, from the last 10, 20, about 20 years in images. We will show you stuff later. You will see. This is not just me talking. This is not just talk. You will see for yourself. All right, let's short it. Let's go straight to it. This guy has been there from like the inception of it, capturing every step. You will see on this show today some images of your favorite stars that you have never seen before. I guarantee you that today. Michael Tubes, what's happening, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Bro, don't humble it here. Don't humble it here.
I'm always behind the scene, so being in front of the scene it's
shining you.
Yeah.
Your eyes is pushing you like you're shining. You're shining.
I'm in a position where I don't like it.
Yeah, fish out of water. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Tubes. You probably have heard of the name. You most certainly have, especially if you're sort of like an Afrobeat fan. But here is the man behind the lens.
This
What's
is not
happening?
my real face.
This is what?
This is not my real face.
It's not your real face. Your face is just the lens. That's
My
all
face
we
is
see.
the lens.
That's all we just see, man. Brother, what do you think of when you're looking through those lenses, especially with regards to Afrobeat?
To be honest, sometimes when sorry if I may be emotional because sometimes when I look back at those images, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I just give God the glory for, you know, the grace and the talent to do all I'm doing today, because without God, I wouldn't, you know, he actually ordered my footstep. You know, I have stories in a sense that, you know, my first degree is law. And finished, and I was really upset or angry because I've always wanted to be a lawyer. So my college, I went to law school, went to uni, law, finished. I felt unfulfilled, and then went back again to study information system management.
Wow.
Same thing happened. And to now fall back to like, okay,
Snapping picture.
so it is photography and all this while. So why didn't you just
Oh my
bring
days.
your head up?
Bro,
You know?
so you're one of those children that
Yeah.
your parents suffer, work hard, make money. My child has to be a lawyer, save all their life savings, all their everything. Okay, law didn't work. Information technology, okay, yeah, that sounds actually good. My son is a IT specialist kind of thing. You now decide at the end of all of that, all your parents' money and everything, all you want to do is start snapping pictures all around the place.
Yeah, because that's what I think that's I had to go through those period to be able to find myself, because I don't know why it took that long to find myself, but what I've achieved in 1 year in photography, I would not achieve that in 5 years in law or information system management. You know, when I have my camera, I can walk into anywhere. Like, my camera opens doors. You know, I've photographed not just Afrobeat. You know, mention any Afrobeat artists, I've photographed them all. I've documented them. I've photographed the last 3 out of 4 American presidents.
Wow.
I photographed,
The royal family.
the royal family. I photographed all the prime minister from Cameroon to per one person. I missed one person. So, the talent, with my camera has opened doors. I walk into down the street. I see
Your backyard.
My backyard. So, it's just it's been, it's something that God has ordained my footstep to always go into, but it's just I have to go through a long way.
Is it a talent or is it a gift?
It's a gift, because I've been to places where, when working in mainstream, sometimes even despite you have accreditation, you still have to have a layer of accreditations. And I'll walk in there and I'll just, maybe my name is not on the list, and I'll just say a little prayer, and I'll just start babbling, and they will just look at me. You know what? Okay, go, just go. So it's grace. I remember with Yemi Alade, I was in Paris 2017. So it was at the point where Yemi was, when you say, when you think, take over point, leaping, leaping off,
To break into the big
break
time.
into the big time. I just went to tango for Shopper. Shopper just said, Shopper Lajide said,
Shop
"Oh,
Sidu.
Michael, Shop Sidu, let's
Shout out.
let's go to Paris and just see Yemi." I was like, okay, but I was not Yemi's official photographer then. I was just like follow. So we got there, but I remembered I was in the venue, went to the toilet, knelt down.
Inside the toilet.
Inside the toilet,
Hello.
yes. My knees down inside the toilet, and
Wow.
I said, I need one shot with just one picture. And Paris, I was shooting. It was not what I wanted. And then by the time the last song, I just went on stage. I don't even know what carried me on stage, what led me to the stage. And Yemi just did something. Boom. And that was that
What's
one
something?
shot.
What thing?
She just went on stage. So she was singing to the crowd, and then she flipped, she turned around, raised her hands, and everybody in the auditorium, like maybe 2,500 people, raised their hands with her.
Captured it.
The rest is history.
Wow. All right. I'm sure we're showing that on screen right now. And but how do you know when you get that shot?
Okay, when it's funny because when I'm in concert, I'm a different person entirely. So
In what sense?
The same Michael you see is a different Michael, because you might be in the venue and I'm looking at you, but I'm not looking at you. I'm just looking at what is going on in the I become like a CCTV. Like monitoring spirit. I'm just looking.
Or evil or good monetary story? Which one?
Good one. I'm just focused. Even some of my friends, I was like, Michael, you look as if you're angry, but I'm not. I'm just focused.
You're in the zone.
On my zone. So I'm looking for that unique thing. Sometimes people say, "Oh, we were at that concert. We didn't see that happen. How did you, or sometimes you have 5 or 6 photographers in the same place, and I will come out with something that everybody like, but I was there. How did you get that?" So I'm always in the zone, and so I don't want people to get me wrong. I'm not special. I'm still
Or maybe you are.
I'm still a sinner, but allowed God to always order my footstep. So when I go to concert, I'm always pray, even coming to this place, I always pray that God should order my footsteps.
So what's the prayer for this night?
God should allow me to say the
To
right
say
things.
the things. You're saying the right things already, my brother. You're saying the right things.
It's I just allow, it's not that I'm special. It's not that I don't commit sin, I still. But one thing I do is always allow God to order my footstep. I've always allow God to, be my director, and the rest is always history. I come up with some amazing images, and it's a concert that I don't pray. That thought that I'm good enough. I've done this 1,000 times. The images comes the other way. So I've always allowed God to order my footsteps, and get the amazing images you guys see.
Oops. Oh my God. So you are obviously very sort of like, from what I can hear, very sort of spiritual person, and spiritual in the religious sense. And it has to be anything like that you feel God inspires you to do.
Yeah, because we have Him. Without God, I'm still a sinner. So without God, I feel empty.
What was your last sin?
My last sin. Help someone to lie.
What's the lie? Tell us. What's the lie?
Cover up some someone.
What's the lie?
Someone just used me as said, Michael, where you were there when the thing happened. I was like, okay, if that's...
Well, you did not lie, you're just an accomplice. Mm-hmm. Which is equally the same thing as lying.
White lie.
White lie. Mm-hmm. So you're going to hellfire.
God knows.
Michael, listen, how did you become so known? How did you get into this cycle? Like I said, you have, as we probably gonna see soon, or maybe even scrolling now. You did a few days ago. Myself and yourself and another special friend, Babas mate, was going through your pictures, and for me, I was just blown away. Seriously, because I'm gonna say it's made obviously linked us up, and it was based on recommendation that this is somebody that has to be on Hero's Diary. This is Hero's Diary. We bring people who can demonstrate success. Over time, I've been able to do stuff, and then you were showing me through your pictures, and my God, I was blown away. Some sort of stuff you captured, and being able to have been with all these biggest names, from Davido to Wizkid to Burna, just made himself, to Yemi Alade, to Evangelic, just so many, Tenny, so many of them. But Tiwa Savage, Mavin from the days of... And bro, how did you get so known to be able to have this access to these guys?
To be honest, that's a very important question. So I think my dedication to document the African music scene just propelled me to most of these people's lips, because I'm a person that you see my image, but you will not see me. I make sure you won't. It's like I'm there, but I'm not there. And that is always my motto, in terms that I just want people to see my work. It's all about one. I say these things to some young generations. One is God. Two, my talent. Three, any other thing.
What is any other thing?
It could be money or anything, but allow after God, allow my skills to speak for itself. I don't allow money to I don't swap money for my skills, if that makes sense. So I usually tell the young generation that let your skills speaks for you, and money will follow, but don't put money over your skill. Yeah, you need money, but let people know you for your skills, and that would open doors for you. So, when I started, the old joke is, actually, I didn't want to do anything concerning African scene. because I just believe they don't pay, and it's always most people I run away from controversials. I run away from issues. I don't want to be arguing with you for money. So I kind of said I don't want to do anything has to do with African events. So I'd rather still go to the streets, photograph stones. I'd rather do that because I don't have to argue with anybody.
That's a good stone.
Yeah, I do, like in my early days, I will walk from street to street and just find something amazing, and I will take them. If you go to my Facebook, you see some of those images there. Then so one of my aunties introduced me to DJ Abbas, and I repeat the same thing to DJ Abbas, and he said, "Don't worry, it's like Shori Ayato." I'm like, okay, like
what does
we're
that mean?
different.
We're different.
We're different. I said, okay, I'll take his word. So I did the first gig for him.
What does he mean by we're different?
So because I told him about my my reasons why I didn't want to do any African events, he said, "Don't worry, we will treat you better. We would, make sure things work right for you." And I said, "Okay, no
Your
problem."
path will be different.
Yeah, my path will be different. So I did the first gig, and when I did the first gig, I sent it to him, and he was like, "Huh? Wow, this is different. You're different." So I did the second gig, and he was like, "From now on, I'm taking you on board. Like, I'll take you on board, and I will make sure you're okay, like train you, how things is done." So I was under him, like all his gigs.
Right.
I will always photograph all his gigs. Then I kind of step it up a bit. So I started to enjoy the African gigs and things like that. So I've been photographing. I think my first maybe president was Obasanjo, kind of. I did a gig, but I just don't want. That was when I said to myself, I just don't want to be any photographer. I want to be more than that. So I decided to go back to university to study photography part-time 4 years.
Right.
And
Where
also
was that?
work.
Where did you study it?
Westminster University.
Okay.
So study 4 years.
Was that a degree?
Degree, yeah.
Okay. So what degree was that?
So photography, BA photography.
Okay.
4 years. And that's when, as I said, God has been ordering my footsteps. He understands where I want to go. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm just going by,
By the Spirit.
what leads me. So I went back to, but don't forget, I've been photographing the different scenes, but the images, I don't know what to do with them. They just sat down on my hard drive. I don't know what to do with them. They're just there. And I think it was my third year in uni when, I was speaking to my tutor. We're supposed to do, is either go for an IT or you have to do an exhibition. But I wanted to do an exhibition, but I don't even know what to do. And he said, okay, so, we just having a conversation with your tutor. So, oh, but you have all these different images. What would you like to exhibit? I said, oh, there's something called Afrobeat or African music that I have. So I brought the whole hard drive to him. And he was like, what? You should do this. So I said, okay, no problem. I'll do it. So then my girlfriend, now wife, I said to her, I would love to do an exhibition. And I said, I want to do it in a big scale. And she said, huh, you this boy with your photography. I know she would tell you, your photography first.
It's not going to feed us.
She,
It's not
no,
going to
she,
feed
she,
the family.
no, she believes me, but she will tell you, Michael is married to his photography. She will tell you, his photography is number one. She's number two.
Oh.
So I said to her, I would love to do an exhibition. And she said, how much will it cost? And I said, it will probably cost like 25 grand. She said, where you going?
Where's that going to come from?
Where is that going to come from? I said, you know what? The money that I wanted to use to buy deposit for my house.
Our house.
Can I use it? She said, okay, if that pleases you, if that's going to take you from point A to point B, then do it.
Oh.
So I knew at that time, because in every stage of my career, I've always felt like there's something that I need to do to take me to the next stage. There's something I need to do to take me to the next stage. And this was another stage where I felt like I need to do, and not for me, but for the industry, because we don't document our story, and I felt at
telling
that time,
our stories enough.
We don't tell our stories.
Tell it, bro.
And I felt at that time the African music was popping, but there's no centralized archive system,
database
or anything.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing to even celebrate these artists.
Yeah.
So I decided to do this exhibition. And boom, that took me to a different stage entirely.
What was the exhibition called?
Sounds of Africa.
Okay.
So it was 2015, and I'll speak as a third person. So that exhibition was the first time ever that there will be an exhibition that will celebrate African artists. I'm not. Yes, there are exhibitions that celebrates African artists. So they will just celebrate the Femi Kuti, the Ajenla Kijos,
the Yosundors,
the
and the Fela
Sudos.
Kutis,
Yeah,
and all that
so
kind
they'll
of
just pick those one or two and put it in one exhibition.
Elites,
so there's no centralized. There's no purpose exhibition for African music. I was the first person to do it, or Michael Tubbs was the first person to do it in the world.
Yeah.
That was the first time that a full room of an exhibition to celebrate different African artists. So I had I had upcoming, I had established artists. He had various.
Who were the artists you had in there?
So I had the likes of Flavor, and actually that Flavor's picture opened door for me working with Flavor for almost 3 or 4 years. So I was branding his images for 3 or 4 years, going to every country in Africa, in the world, with Flavor, flying around with him. That just opened door because he just saw the image. So someone took the picture of his picture on the wall and tweeting, and he was like, "Who's that guy?" And from there we started working together. Things. So we had Asha. We had even at that point, and I felt like even my working with Yemi was kind of ordained.
Yemi Alade.
Yes, because prior to 2017, 2015, when I did the exhibition, there was a concert called Dancer Freak. She was performing. So I was hired to photograph the show. So the Dancer Freak happened when I was doing the exhibition. So I said, "Oh, can you give me a drop so that I can use it to promote the exhibition?" And she turned around and said, "Until you add me into your exhibition." I was like, "How did you know that there was an exhibition going on?" Because I didn't expect anyone outside the four corners of my UK to know about it, because it's not like I was using social media quite very well. So it was just for, and don't forget that it was my coursework, but a lot of people didn't know that it was my coursework. So I was like, I was just kind of surprised. How do you know that there was an exhibition going on? And she's like, point blank, I still have the video. Until you include me in your exhibition, then I'll give you a drop. So yeah, so that's how the whole Sounds of Africa, the old archive system came about. It came up from the coursework.
Where have you? What part of the world have you been to with this job, and with who?
I think the far I've gone is Haiti.
Haiti.
Yeah.
With who?
Yemi Alade.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's-
What other places, like with this? Just drop names, man. Drop names.
most
our head a bit.
Most countries in Europe, Dubai, America, even America kind of gave me my first recognition.
Right.
So it was an award called NEA.
Okay.
And I was writing for a newspaper called Nigerian Watch.
Okay.
So I decided, like, you know what, I've always wanted to do things that people don't really do. So I decided to fly to New York. Now, I have godfathers. So I have DJ Abbas, I have Ayoshonaya. Those are my godfathers in the entertainment. So I can't do no wrong.
Smate.
Yes, mate. Those ones are coming. So I decided to go to the States for the NEA Awards.
Yeah.
So something happened at the award show. So this artist has not seen his mom for 10 years.
Right.
For 10 good years.
What happens to his mom?
Dame Crane.
Right.
So
Okay.
at the award show, so probably, you know, the whole immigration thing.
Yeah.
So he hasn't seen it. And Dame Crane was on fire at that time.
Okay.
And he was in America to perform. So he hasn't seen his mom for 10
His mom
years.
is in America,
Yeah, his mom is in America.
and he was in Nigeria.
He was in Nigeria.
Right.
But he was invited to perform at NEA Awards.
Right.
So I don't know whether he was unaware that his mom would come to the award show.
Right.
So the mom turned up and he was crying on the stage, hugging his mom. You know, a lot of people don't know most of these artists from Africa. So I was just taking my pictures. And then there was a popular, which I don't want to mention her name, a popular blogger then who was close to Ayoshonaya. So the story went back to Nigeria that, oh, Dame Chris' mom, blah, 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 blah. But no one has the image. Like, no one has the image.
Except Roman.
So Ayoshonaya ran to the room and said, Michael, you would definitely have this image. I said, yes, I do. So I gave the image to him, and then boom, everything was like, so everyone was like, who is this Michael Tubes creations? Because I don't show my face. Like, I wouldn't, grant interviews. I wouldn't, take pictures with celeb. I would just be in my own backstage thing. And it's very rare I introduce myself. I won't introduce myself. I would just come in, do my job, and disappear again, like a spirit you never seen. And everyone's like, oh, who was the guy that took those images? So that was kind of my first exposure to the African music scene. So that was my first exposure, and the exhibition was my second exposure. And then with the Yemi images was my kind of like my third exposure to the world, to know, oh, there's this Michael Tubes somewhere.
Wow. Bro, man, that sounds like quite a lot. How rich are you now? After
Rich,
all that.
maybe rich in my images.
But no, I'm trying to say that because obviously, especially with our younger generations now, they tend to generalize and equate success with money. No matter how, you might have done certain things and all that, at the end of the day, it's about how much is in the bank account. Brother, how much do your account?
I can always speak to myself. I don't really care about money. No, don't get me wrong. I need money.
Okay.
Because my career,
Yeah.
or my how will I pray? I call it the chosen talent
Yeah.
that I've picked. If you don't have money, you can't do a lot. Like, as a photographer, if you want to do it, if you want to be a proper photographer, you need to have money. However, I don't allow the money to control me. And I'm simple, as you say. I don't, if we want to talk about money, probably I will have bling bling. I would,
Like me. I've got the money.
but I'm not. I allow my skills to
do the talking.
to do the talking, not the money. Yes, as a documentary photographer, I need money to be able to achieve my goals, to be able to document certain things that I want to document. There's a lot of things that I want to document that with money it would allow me to do. But at the same time, I want my talent to flourish. I want my talent to speak for itself. There are concerts where I was not hired, that I felt like, it would. I felt like sometimes I feel like I am the custodian, or Michael Tubes is a custodian of African music images, and it's very essential that Michael Tubes goes to these places and photograph it, because it feels like they might not document it the way it's supposed to be documented. So he goes there, spend his own money, and document it.
Right. So you just go on your own and try to document these things and get it on your. Do you hope to get any benefits from that, or do you just do it for
no. For me, it's not even the benefit. If it's the benefit, I won't be doing it. It's as I said, Michael Tubes feels like he's the custodian of these things.
Yeah.
It feels like it needs to be done.
Right.
So that in future, no one will come and tell us a Mongo Park story about they discovered Wizkid, or they took Wizkid to America.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we need to do, and we're not doing it.
Right.
We need to, it's being a documentary photographer would not make you money in a short time. You have to spend your own money. Yes, in the long run, you will make money, because you'll probably have a lot of images that a lot of people don't have. So you'll be able to license it and make money.
Yeah.
However, in the beginning, you will have to spend your own money. You'll have, some of my equipment costs thousands and thousands of pounds. So, I've worked 3 jobs, to be able to achieve my goals.
Right.
I'll do my main job. I will work nights with most times I have 3 jobs to be able to achieve my goals. It's easy by God's grace, and sometimes that's where, sometimes the tears comes out because, it's it's a dream that you just want to, achieve. I'm very, Michael Tubes is very dedicated to those dreams, to make sure that in years to come, we have an archive system. There's so many Wizkid images out there. There's so many Davido's images out there, but you don't know the date it was taken. You don't know what purpose for. You don't know who is the photographer behind it. You don't know the people behind those images, and it's just good. It's just in there on the internet. For me, as I said, one of the reasons why Michael Tubes feels that he's a custodian is there's so many individuals that have contributed immensely to African music, but their story is not being told. Everybody wants to talk about the main people, the main actors, but there are other important actors behind the scene that their story needs to be told. It could be by you recording their images. Michael Tubes did something called Women in African Music. It was a 3D exhibition during the lockdown. It has never been done before in an African scene where women are being celebrated alone. With that, Michael Tubes was able to exhibit women behind the scenes, the lawyers, the instrumentalists, the sound engineers, the managers. Not just the singers, the managers, dancers. Dancers had contributed immensely to African music, but you don't see them being celebrated, and that's what Michael Tubes is trying to do. Is trying to make sure that every single person, he can't do it alone, but he's just going to set up. Who is he?
Hello, who is he? I don't understand. Is he? Who is he? Who are we actually talking about?
That is Michael Tubes.
Who is Michael Tubes?
Is one guy.
One guy like
that. That likes to document things.
Bro, what's this level of humility that you're just humbling the whole thing? Why are you differentiating yourself from yourself?
So there's Michael Tubes, and there's that individual guy behind Michael Tubes who's just.
What's the difference?
The difference is the Michael Tubes who just wants to be. So Michael Tubes with the camera, just wants to document, wants to make sure that as many people is being able to document to celebrate. Then take off the camera. That Michael Tubes is an introvert who doesn't like to be outside, who doesn't like to be seen. It's just his camera that takes him out for the world to see him.
Do you see your professional self as an alter ego? Like something completely distinct from who you are?
Yeah, because without the camera, without me taking pictures, if you take the camera, I'm a totally different person. He's a kind of person that doesn't like coming out, stay at home, watch movies, sit down, read. That extrovert, cook, go to the market, cook Nigerian food, love the family, and he won't even be on socials. It's very rare. He always posts 2 pictures of himself on his birthday and on his wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
That's it.
you will.
Everything else is about the job.
Is about the job.
So you're able to completely distinct that person from this person.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, Afrobeat is huge now. It's all over the place, and there's so much that has happened. Do you feel that you have a stake in this? You have a position in this, and what position is that?
So, most of the time when Michael Tube speaks, there are individuals who had played a major role in his career. The likes of DJ Abbas, Shope Olajide, Smith. They played a huge role in letting Michael Tubes achieve his dreams, because they opened doors. There are other people, but these three people, played a major role, and they're still playing major roles in this, because I was telling the other night where when this Smith, Shopware, DJ Abbas, when they grow, they kind of pull Michael Tubes along, and it grows with them. So, and we have the likes of Rocco, we have the likes of Kokoba, we have the likes of Abby, Phoenix, we have the Tunde Phoenix, these promoters, they helped Michael achieve his goals. Yes, I wouldn't, Michael Tubes won't say he has a stake in it, but he wants, what his objectives are is that in years to come, he has imparted the word to make sure that our stories are not being written off. The images are there.
Yeah.
Yes, to the glory of God, you can't really talk about the Afrobeat word and not talk about Michael Tubes' images, because when most of these guys were stepping up, it was there to document it. It was there. The Wizkid first show, Davido's, Burna Boy, even the new school, the Rema, Arasta, wherever they step up, the first time they would perform in the UK or they're doing anything significant, is there to document it. So, for him to have, maybe he has a stake, is for other people to say.
Right.
It's not for him to say. His job is just to make sure that in 100 years' time, there is the likes of the Wizkid, there is an archive system, because if you look at visual wise, if you look at the mainstream, Michael Jackson can wake up tomorrow and produce,
not really. He can't wake up,
and produce a brand new book of unseen images that no one have seen.
Not seen before. Yeah.
The next thing you say, oh, Michael Jackson made 2.5 million,
Yeah.
And that's what needs to, we've got to a stage that we need to have our museums.
Yeah.
We need to have everything that celebrates Afrobeat.
Wow. So you were a bit moved to tears earlier, and you talked about tears and stuff like that in terms of like your actions and the things you do. Does that come from a lack of appreciation, and why is that? Why do you feel?
No, it's just,
what would move you to tears in something that you really enjoy doing?
No, it's just how far and how it's not. Michael Tubes doesn't need anyone's appreciation. He appreciates himself. His family appreciates him. His wife, those are the people that appreciate him. Close family people knows, what it means to him. But for him, it's all about, the hard work. When you work really hard, and you see the results, of what you've done. You don't need, Michael Tubes doesn't need anyone to tell him, but he can see what he has done. He has like millions. He's probably the one person that has maybe the highest archived images of. We're not just talking about images alone. We're talking about artifacts. Right. He has like drumsticks from Tony Allen, signed from Tony Allen, may so rest in peace. So he has like artifacts from most of these artists that he has been, compiling for a while.
Wow. Yeah, it just strikes me how he goes, he. You're talking about yourself. No, but that's really humbling, and I honestly appreciate your humility in doing this. And I have seen your work, and we're gonna have a little look as well, just to give us an idea of what we're talking about. But quickly, let's just talk about the family, man. Now, so you're a very happily married man.
Married man.
Yeah. How long have you been married now?
Going to 6 years.
6 years.
6, 7 years.
Yeah. You're gonna continue that way?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You have to, as a creative person, you need to have a supportive partner.
Yeah.
Who supports you, who understands your dream, because there are times where, like for example, we're supposed to, you're supposed to go on holiday, and you just remembered and said, "Oh, that holiday needs to be cancelled because
you have to go."
You have to go, and she was just like, "Okay, we'll find another day." So, which understands that shows finishes at 2 a.m. sometimes, and you're calling your wife at all times and say, "Please, the last train has gone. Can you come and pick me?" And she's sleeping, and she wakes up in the 90 to come and pick you. So those kind of things, really, it's very important.
So you feel like having a very supportive partner is that a recipe for success?
As a creative person, yes, you have to. If not, you can only do it for a while. It's something we have to give.
Yeah.
If that creative don't give, then your family will give.
Right. So what's coming? Where are we going? Where's Michael Tubes going in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What's
Michael Tubes is creating a museum where or an archive system where, just like Getty, where like other photographers can contribute to, so that we have a huge archive. Michael Tubes it wants that archive system to outlive him.
Right.
So it's going to be given out to like a board of directors for it to manage.
Okay, cool. All right, Michael, that's your camera now. You're going to talk to our young people, because listen, you've been fortunate enough to meet and roll and be in the presence of some remarkable names, like some really sought after names, and that will be the dream of, I would believe, a lot of people who want to do the same thing that you are doing. What's the secret formula? How will that young person in Nigeria, in Lagos, in Kampala, in Luanda, in Tokyo, in all these places, how will they look at what you've done and be able to achieve that? Because our stars now are becoming so global now, and the young person, the young African person who wants to be a photographer, who wants to capture stories and images via the lenses, would want to document these people. How can they become that?
Don't get carried away. Focus on your talent. I've seen young photographers in the music scene. They're so engrossed to this celebrity world that, instead of expressing their talent, they're more about taking selfies with a celebrity, making trying to how will I put it? Trying to show the world, oh, I am with this person, I am with that person. Whereas you are there to photograph, focus on your talent, let your talent speaks for you. Don't allow. Yes, you need money, but let people know you for your talent, not money. Because when people know your talent will speak to you for you. You know, you want your name to be mentioned in rooms where you're not there. So when they mention your name in rooms where you're not there, they will say, "Oh, he's a brilliant photographer." Not, "Oh, don't mind him. It's all about money." You've lost it. You've lost the game. You know, you need to express yourself through your talent, through your skills. Let your skills speaks for you. You know, don't get carried away when you're around celebs. You know, it's very rare you will see me eating, drinking, fanzine with celebs. I can just say hi, hug them, and then I disappear to unknown. You know, because that's when, when you're in that space, you'll be able to take some unique pictures. Your brain is so focused in what you're doing. You know, you're able to take some behind the scene images. Don't try and be fancy and say, "Oh, okay, I'm friends like with Wizkid or Davido," because at the end of the day, you would just say that is either you are being blocked or you're not allowed in that space one way or the other.
They just block you.
You know, you just find that you're just not allowed in certain space, and sometimes also learn to be secretive. Now, my talent, yes, Michael Tube is a talented photographer. However, he's not being hired just based on him being a good photographer. Sometimes he's hired based on trust. They can trust you. Not everything you have to record. Not everything you have to bring out your phone out. You know, you need to be there and not be seen.
I really like you touching on that secrecy and all this, because that matters a lot. That matters a lot. Brother, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Really, really massive thank you for coming on here, for sharing your inspiring story. I am more than 100% certain that you've inspired so many people out there, so many young guys and young girls across the globe. And God bless you, man. Good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Bro, just it. Here we are, Michael. We've said all this. I know I've said so much to the audiences about what you've got and how incredible you are and all that. Let's show these people, man. Bro, what have you got?
Yeah, so these images Michael Tubes have taken, it's about to show you the kind of 360 of what goes on in a typical African music scene. You know, Michael likes to document things that is touching, things that sometimes is emotional. You know, for example, in Ivory Coast, that was the first time Michael actually saw photograph a fan who touched Flavor, and she passed out. Ooh. That was the first time. He has always seen that during, like, in Michael Jackson's concert.
I thought that would only happen to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but it happened to
Flavor Nabanya.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
It was a girl.
Say no more, bro. Say no more, bro. Let's see what you got, man.
So this is Tiwa's concert at Brixton.
Right.
Where a fan was
oh my
crying.
God, look at that.
I think if we go, Tiwa was able to recognize.
Is that Tiwa? That's Tiwa, yeah, hugging. Oh.
So Tiwa was able to recognize the fan, because sometimes what happens is sometimes artists just
They
then
ignore
they're
that.
zoned.
They don't notice all
They
these
don't
things.
notice all these things. And the good thing is that Tiwa was able to notice this fan.
And that's Tiwa Savage, by
Yeah,
the way.
Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
And you can see the you can see the emotion.
I can feel the emotion.
Yeah, this is Blackbone's first UK solo concert, which is amazing. He's a very good rapper. He likes him.
Yeah.
This is Kwame Eugene, Ghanaian artist. He's doing his rehearsals. Michael likes to take some what you call candy shots of artists in their moment. Rema.
It's Rema.
So this is also Rema's first solo UK concert.
Where was this? What?
So this was in Brixton.
Okay.
2022. So Rema sold out, I think 2 days.
Wow.
5,000 capacity.
So
this is kind of as Yemi Alade and Michael Tubbs are like 5 and 6. You can see through the images the relationship between those two. Shines around the images.
That's beautiful. Ooh.
So this is Yemi's concert.
This is Yemi's concert?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say it's like Glastonbury or something.
This is Yemi's concert in Belgium.
Wow.
So festival where
Look at that.
It's just to I picked this image to show how Afrobeats or African music
has traveled.
This is Yemi singing, they screaming her name.
Wow.
There's a video actually. I think most fans that follow Yemi kind of know about Michael Tubbs. So when they see Michael Tubbs on stage, they somehow think Yemi is coming on stage. So there's a video that were screaming Yemi, 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 Yemi.
Wow.
So it's amazing, and it was raining this day.
Ooh. Oh, bad guy.
Burna Boy. It's Michael Tubbs loves this image because it's a candy shot. It's kind of see, Burna Boy in a very, when you call yourself African giant. The chair he was sitting down on is like a royal.
It's royal.
The smile is, and that was shot backstage before he went to perform So this is backstage before going on stage to perform. Now, this is so significant.
Oh, it's Burna and Rema. Ooh.
And why this image is so important is that there is a video that Michael Tubbs has when Burna said that Rema reminds him of when he's younger.
His younger self.
So it's kind of like two Burna, the younger
two
Burna. Yeah, the
two
younger
Burnas.
Burna and the
bad Burna.
And the bad Burna. So this is Burna Boy spaceship concert at the O2.
I was there. Yeah, just right here. right here.
O2.
Yeah, I was there. It's really good concert. Yeah. That was the same concert as well.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Concert.
Yeah. We know that face, don't we?
Yeah, that's Smade.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good. How much influence has Smade has in your thinking?
Very huge influence.
Yeah.
He played a huge role in in the African music. So he played a huge role in Michael Tubbs' career.
Yeah, there you go. It's Smade present YBNL. Brother, listen, that's been so amazing. I know you can, because I've seen so much of your work. I know we can literally sleep here and wake up on your stool scrolling and showing us stuff, but we gotta go. We ain't got all that time, man. Listen, well done to you. Pass on this knowledge. Make sure younger people know how to do this stuff. Make sure we can do greater stuff. And obviously, you find a way to exhibit bigger and bigger and bigger stuff. Let's show this to the world. They need to see this, man. Yeah, the world needs to see this. They need to see this. This is Afrobeat at its best. Well done, brother. Good stuff for you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah.